Yeah.
All right, we're live. Gina E10P.
And Danny,
What's going on this morning?
I am like struggling this morning to get up and get going. I woke up really early this morning and then went on a run and then came back home and took a shower and laid back down and like couldn't get back up.
Oh, yeah?
Tragic, yeah. But it's kind of like a rainy, gloomy day here, and I think that's part of it.
Up in Cincinnati?
Yeah, it doesn't look very nice outside.
Gotcha. So we just got back from Walmart. Natalie and I got up and, sorry, I'm posting this. She got some new shoes for school,
Mm-hmm.
and they're Vans that you're supposed to color. So we found these, which we think will make it, much better. But then we decided that she should practice on a pair of white canvas shoes first,
Oh, okay, and then do the real ones.
and then do the real ones so that we can
Does
get some
she
good
have an
practice.
idea of what she wants to put on it?
Right now, she's copying a coloring book of cats. But I think now I need a pair so I can make myself some jujitsu shoes.
That'll actually be really cool.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
But we had a big weekend this weekend. I went to Brick House Martial Arts down in Crossville, Tennessee, and trained with Lance McConnell and his crew.
How
And
was
then
that?
it was good. It was good roles. Everybody was really nice and respectful. Nobody like tried to kill me or anything like that. You know how it is when you cross train.
Oh
It's
yeah.
sometimes one or the other. People are determined to injure you, or they're chill.
Yeah.
Um, so like that was a good experience. We were gonna go over to Lucas Lepre, Knoxville,
Mhm.
but we didn't realize that if you go from Crossville to Knoxville, you go back an hour or up an hour. So
Oh yeah.
when we were leaving, we were like, oh, it's 1 o'clock now. Let's go over there. But then the time changed, and it was like we weren't going to get there till like 20 till the time that they were like 20 till an hour after they started, and then
Mhm.
we still hadn't eaten anything, so we decided to eat instead. And went and got some margaritas and came over to Artemis, which was awesome.
I'm so happy with how it turned out. Um, I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm like blown away of how many messages. I'm still going through messages from people who either want to do sponsorships or sponsor athletes or want to know when the next event is because they want to compete on it. I mean, I just have so many messages and things, people I need to get back to. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're listening to this and you're trying to get a hold of me, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just working through everybody's questions because some questions I don't have an answer to yet
Like what?
about the next event and stuff
Oh,
like that. We picked a date tentatively because we
mm-hmm.
have to work between, not only are we working between our schedules, but we're working between like tournaments that are already happening.
Right.
So our problem was we picked a date and it was actually the East Coast ADCC trials.
Gotcha.
And so that's not going to work because that's going to be a lot of coaches and a lot of people out.
Um,
So
East Coast this year, are they doing the
I think it's
female?
East Coast. The 7th
So
of November.
okay, usually ADCC will either have they'll have East Coast and West Coast, and one of them will have females and one of them will not.
Yeah, West Coast has the females, but I think Tom DeBloss is doing some crap, like not crap, it's good, but he's doing where he's hosting his own version of the trials and then sending the winner to the West Coast.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy, but I don't know. Cuz then it's
Uh,
like I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I don't really
I think
know
he's I think he's trying to help, but I think the system has to change.
for sure. I saw that, and just for the sake of getting level competition, I think it'd be worth it to do both of them.
Yeah.
Um, because when you do, when you enter into the higher level competitions, like you really kind of see if that's the level you're trying to compete at, where some of your holes are as well. Um,
Right.
I did West Coast trials last year. Um, I was gonna do that ego this weekend, but I found
They
out
canceled.
last week on the podcast that it's canceled.
Yeah, I
um,
was listening to that.
but September the 19th, I think, Bwjjc is having something in Bowling Green, and they're trying to
Okay.
get me they're trying to get me a super fight on that one.
That's cool.
And yeah, I think that'll be good. I'll try to compete either way. And then the only other things that I see is like Naga is going to be like around Nashville, and I like grappling industries. I like their format,
Hmm.
but they're doing their competition on Halloween.
That's weird.
Yeah, and it's in Knoxville, which is great. That's nice and close, but Halloween's just kind of like a rough time if you have like kids.
It's yeah,
A lot of
for
women
sure.
are moms.
We
It's
kind of we ran into that dilemma when we were trying to pick a date for this next one because September's kind of got a lot of stuff booked already. Well, I'm trying to do the next Artemis to be. I want to do the purple and blue belt 8-woman bracket again for 121 and under, and have
mhm
Nikia and Samantha in it
mhm kind of like
again.
title holder and then like a
Yeah,
contender.
yeah. Um,
That makes sense.
and then give other girls another chance too. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So what I would do is have them have a super fight, and then I have a bracket, and then like the next one we'd have whoever won the bracket go against whoever won the match between them.
They'd be a title contender.
Yeah,
They're
that
fighting their way through the bracket to be the title contender.
right.
That makes sense.
And then at the same time do a 8-woman brown black bracket, and I already had like a lot of really good people interested. Um, but I have to just adjust the date
Well,
because
I think the weight will be important. What's your weight class going to be?
I think I'm gonna do 145 and under. You thinking about making that?
I can make that easy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do 145 and under, and because I think that's a pretty broad spectrum. If you want to compete up, you can. If you're lighter than that, that's on
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I agree with that.
Um, but I'm gonna have a pretty high pot for that one. I've
Mhm,
been in talks with Tori Applegate a lot. She's been a huge asset as far as like getting me girls that want to compete, like brown and black belts. And I think what's her name? Joni. What's her last name? I think is it Chamberlain or
what's the
something?
first name?
Joni, isn't it? She's my friend on Facebook. I can't look at Facebook at the same time as I'm looking at this. But she trains in Atlanta with them sometimes, but she's a black belt. She's won a lot of shit.
Mhm.
You would know who I'm talking about. I'll send it to you when I'm done. I sound like an idiot. Maybe I should write things down. But she just so if you go to my page, I posted a status saying we should attack Jeff Glover,
Ugh,
and she liked it. And there's only a few people that liked it, so you should go see what her name is.
it's not okay. I'm looking up Chamberlain. I don't have anybody named Johnny on here. I
Do
have a
I?
Sarah. I have a Sarah Chamberlain.
No, that's not right.
Okay, let's see. So I saw. I've seen the Jeff Glover
I got in an
mess.
argument with him, and he blocked me
So
instantly.
it's like he wants to put on a female tournament. You have to buy in for $250,
That's more than any IBJJF tournament.
and on top of that, how much do you win if you win it?
600. So
Yeah.
you're
So
making your money back plus $100.
That's like $4,000, right? And out of $4,000, he's going to give away
Right.
600 of it in prize money.
So I posted on his Instagram. I said, "Yep, that's her.
Gotcha.
You know who she is?"
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah. She's won a lot of stuff. I think she did the EBI at one point too,
Okay.
and she's competes on the West Coast a lot, but she's in Georgia, I believe.
Okay.
And so there's a few girls around that want to do that. She's kind of pointed me in the direction of, and I know some just from being around myself. I think that I can get a good pool of girls for that weight and that skill level. But I know that doing it around the same time as ADCC trials is not going to be easy.
Right.
So I'm thinking of either doing it right after or I don't know. I don't
Um,
know.
my personal preference, if I were going to do both of them, I mean, having 2 weeks to do like a really good competition before, like the ADCC trials, would not be bad. Of course, that gives you enough time that if you slightly get injured, you'd be okay.
Hmm.
Um, and it gives you like an amp up
Yeah, and
for,
these are ADCC rules, so
yeah.
it
So
kind
it
of
kind of,
helps.
yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ahead of ADCC trials, I think that would be a great idea.
Hmm.
Um, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know.
I might look at October. One of the days in October. But I think the event this weekend went really well. There's a few things that I would change, but
Like what?
you know, during the live stream, we didn't get our stuff kind of our ducks in a row in time,
Mm-hmm.
and we needed to make sure that when we weren't talking, that there was something on the screen because I think we lost viewers
Mm-hmm. Like
during that
replay.
time. Either replays or interviewing a competitor that just you know what I mean, like just something to entertain the people watching from home,
Right.
so that way people would stay tuned into the live stream. And I think we're also going to plug the internet into like the wall next time because we lost connection a couple times. So yeah,
So,
just a little few tweaks.
out of all of the matches, which ones were you most surprised by?
I'll tell you that I'm not. I don't want this to sound bad. I'm not surprised by Tori. Like I know that other women do good jujitsu just because I don't know them, but I had never seen her grapple or never knew who she was or anything. And so when she came out, just like smashing and passing everybody, and she's doing really good traditional jujitsu, and it was. I mean, I just didn't know who she was until she introduced me to herself on the women's Facebook. So that was cool.
Um, I wasn't surprised to see Nakaya win. But I was surprised to see her mangle so many girls that outranked her and had so much more experience than her.
In the same way. She
Yeah,
did everybody the same way.
yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
like I said,
pretty clear the system was working.
yeah. Like I wasn't surprised that like she could win, if that makes sense. I was just
Hmm.
surprised to see it be so dominant.
Yeah, she was
Um,
one of my picks to win the.
she was kind of like my dark horse. I thought,
Hmm.
she, she's one of the few blue belts in the division, but I definitely think it's possible. But not only did she make it possible, like she mangled some people. I was
Yeah,
surprised.
I think she's really close to a purple belt,
Mhm.
but also the a lot of the purple belts in that group are fresh purple belts.
Yeah,
So
I agree
like
with that.
Lacey just got her purple belt. It's not like they're years apart or anything like I don't know. I feel like they're a little bit closer than what it might seem.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the discrepancies of jujitsu that like you know uh, like for karate, like sometimes we complain and say they give kids black belts and so on and so
Mhm.
on. But one of the things that karate and some of those traditional style martial arts do really well is their promotion system really gives you a better idea of time spent training because you might
Right.
have like it happened to Chris not too long ago. He went to a competition. He's a brand new blue belt. He's had his blue belt just a couple months, and then he went up against the blue belt who this guy's been a blue belt for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And he had a good match, and it went very back and forth, but he ended up losing.
Hmm.
But he kind of wants to be devastated by it. But I'm like, dude, like he's been a blue belt for 2.5 years. Like
Right.
he's had
That's
his blue
kind of
belt.
sometimes when you compete in the gi, I kind of like that because people have stripes.
Hmm.
like I'm like, okay, they have this many stripes on their belt. They've probably been doing this a while. But I guess I could be deceiving because I've had the same stripe on my belt for like 2 years, 2.5 years. Same one stripe.
Yeah, I've had two stripes on my brown belt for like a year and a half.
So I don't think that's very telling either. I think sometimes I know like on our affiliation we're not giving out stripes anymore.
I'm doing a marker right now. Okay.
How are the
We
kids
don't
coming along?
rough. She's, it looks beautiful. That's not what I meant. You don't know what we're talking about. You can't hear us. I can hear you. Well, rough was a compliment. No, it's not. That means you do not like it. That did not mean I didn't like it. You just
Wait,
haven't.
isn't tomorrow the potato day?
Yes, tomorrow is National Potato Day.
What are you guys doing to celebrate? You having mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes?
Actually, everybody in the gym is going to bring a potato tomorrow. Like, we're all super pumped. Like, it's a big plan how we're going to celebrate National Potato Day at the gym. So, like, everybody at my gym's bringing a potato. It's like super exciting.
Should I mail a potato today? Overnight
You,
it?
there you go. Danny says she's going to overnight a potato. She's going to overnight a potato so it gets here tomorrow. No. Why not? She loves potatoes. I don't know why she's so upset.
I know
Um,
that's really funny.
but I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Um, I kind of feel like with the heavier bracket, like that went kind of how I expected it to go.
That went exactly how I thought I was gonna go.
Yeah.
I think I predicted like every match that I could have like predicted each match.
It wasn't too surprising. We did see some really cool things, like the fire breather girl. What's her name? Corey. She's
Caitlin.
she's one thing on Facebook and another thing in person. Um,
I would like to see her compete again. She was pretty good.
she
She
was
did that cool throw.
yes, the Tomonagi. We call it the
Yeah.
Captain Kirk throw. I don't like Japanese terms. I can barely remember regular terms.
That's funny.
Uh, so she had some really good techniques in there with her throws. Um, Trying to think, Tori, like you said, Tori Dean was impressive. How she kind of came out bulldogging everybody. Really made that style work really well in the division. Um, Elsa did great. Like was really kind of whipping it on everybody. And then
Who's
we call her
Elsa?
Jujitsu Elsa.
Oh, okay, Samantha. Yeah.
That's her name from now on. Is Jujitsu Elsa.
Hmm.
Um, but overall, I thought it was really good. I don't really think I was very much surprised by anything. Although, like, I've been a little disturbed by the picture um that they have of Tori Dean and
Danielle.
yeah, I'm kind of perturbed by that one. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if that's very nice.
No, Joe Nice does it all the time whenever his people lose. I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
100% with you
Uh
because
huh.
I had a match and it wasn't actually it was a draw, but there was a photo that looked I think it was Danielle even again.
Uh
And it
huh.
looked like me and Danielle were kissing
Uh huh.
and he just like thought that was so hilarious. Our
Hmm.
faces were just close where I had her in side control
Uh huh.
and he just thought it was so funny to keep posting it. And I was like, it's not that funny. I think it's kind of mean. Like, why are you doing that? Like,
Yeah, I was. I
it's just,
mean,
it's not very tasteful, in my opinion. And this is what reason why, like, we kind of just like nitpick each other.
uh huh.
And I didn't laugh at it. I don't think that's funny, and I don't think it should be posted everywhere. But that's just
Yeah.
my opinion.
It just,
Because Tori was a great competitor, and she did really well that day. So
yeah, like
why you
I
gotta
guess
shit
that's
on people?
I guess that's kind of the thing that I would say is like, if I were Danielle, I might think it's funny, but if I were Tori, I would be struggling to figure out if they're cutting
Like
on me or not.
exactly, and they don't know each other
Yeah,
actually. Nobody knew who Tori was. It would be different. I think even I would take it different if it was me
yeah,
and Danielle, because like I train with Gomez, like he's not gonna bother me. You know what
uh
I
huh,
mean? Like what he says, I don't lose any sleep at night. But
yeah,
it would bother me if I don't know these people. And Tori kind of came into our territory. We
yeah,
kind of, the girls of the Southeast over here in Kentucky and Tennessee and Indiana, we kind of all know each other.
yeah,
And we train together regularly. We cross train. We see each other almost at every single tournament. And so we kind of have a different bond. And Tori came into our world a little bit, and I don't want her to get this taste in her mouth that we're just assholes.
yeah. Um, but like
But I can't control what grown men do. If they want to be like that, then that's up to them.
yeah, I didn't know if like I said, if it were me and one of his girls, I think I would think it's funny because I know him.
Well, yeah, and like
Um,
if it was shared in a group message at my gym, that's
yeah,
funny. But to post on there online for everyone
yeah,
to make fun of her, I don't think that's funny.
yeah. I think I would tell her like not to take it to not
Too
to take it.
personal.
Yeah, don't take it nasty. It's just how he is.
It's just Gomez. Like I think
It's
we
just how he
all.
is. It's not the slag on you that you might think it is if you think it is.
Yeah.
Um, but Tori, I guess, yeah, I was very surprised for her because I didn't know who she was either, and she was really good. Like I said, she told me that because they were Parabellum, and I asked them. I said, "Well, what is that? What affiliation is that?" And they were kind of like, "Well, Parabellum." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you know,
I'm, yeah.
what does that mean?"
Yeah.
So they basically explained to me that they're actually on a military base, and that they just kind of have like a group of like to get together and train. Like they have one guy who is like a CSW black belt. Like CSW doesn't really do like belts so much as they do like levels.
Right.
Um, so like they have they have people coming into the area all the time.
Mhm.
Which was probably to her advantage too, because if you have people coming into your area all the time from all kinds of different affiliations, and you're just kind of training with everybody there, you're probably getting to see and match your jujitsu up to a lot of different styles.
Yeah.
Um, because like the way I like to do jujitsu, um, matches up really well with other people who like to scramble.
Mhm.
But it doesn't match up really well with people who like to stall out. I
Yeah.
get very like,
And I think Tori did a really good job. She did like super traditional. It reminded me of like how I started like under Carlson and them. Like it was
mm-hmm,
very like smash pass, advance to the next position type jujitsu, but it wasn't exactly. I think she did a good job of not stalling. Actually, she
she
was
did.
always moving to something new, which I think when you watch people do a lot of like super traditional, old school jujitsu, it gets boring because they are just like gonna try to ride it out in one position. But
Hmm.
she did seem to continue to advance her position, so it was good.
I think it was an advantage that she wasn't scoring any points in the first 5 minutes, so she didn't feel like she needed to stall out.
Right.
We did see her like in some of the later matches, she would start towards the end of the 5 minutes looking up at the clock. But that's how you play the game. But I was very impressed with her and thought she did a good job. Um, Samantha was very impressive, even though she was the smallest, usually outweighed by over 10 pounds by most of those girls.
Yep.
She did really well and was used her size to an advantage, I think, to be very quick because that's kind of the thing with
Right.
like smaller girls are very fast usually.
Man,
Um,
she did good. Yeah.
she did. With the smaller division, um, I was that girl was kind of like the surprise to me. Um,
Oh
espe-
yeah, she came after it.
especially to be able to tap Gina Gooden out. Gina Gooden is very hard to tap out.
Yeah, she is. I think that they should either fight each other or train together. I mean, one of the two.
They're very similar. They were built similar.
Yeah,
Their style was similar. Um,
that would be a good ass fight.
yeah, so it was a good matchup. Of course, like I like Gina. I get to train with Gina, so I was rooting for her because I know her.
Mhm.
But she did really well, and she was one who said that doing jiu-jitsu tournaments actually makes her more nervous than fighting.
Mhm.
So it was good for her to get out of her comfort zone. She had a teammate on there named Zena that did well. She had her first match against Alejandra Bentecourt, and Alex is really tough. She's really
Yeah,
good.
she did do really well.
She did good, and Zena I thought did really well against her because Alex is an experienced purple belt. She's been a purple belt for a little while, and Zena was kind of a newer blue belt,
Yeah,
and she
I
did
thought
good.
that that match was it proved a lot of potential from Xena. Like she's gonna be really good,
Yes,
especially training with Gina. And it seems like what they have there at Shield Systems is pretty good. So,
I think Shield Systems has Scott Holtzman,
uh huh,
who's in the UFC.
yeah.
So they have some high level people down there.
And then Amy, who is commenting or commentating with us, she owns the gym too. So
Invicta veteran,
yeah,
very experienced.
it's kind of nice to have a high level woman in the gym. When those are your goals, and she's a world champ and like stuff like that. So
Right.
good for them.
But that was really good. I was trying to think of some of the other matches. The first match, like Lacey and
Lacey, that's what I was gonna say. Lacey brought it out.
she really tough. And I think the week, like 2 weekends before, she had actually won gold at Fuji against Samantha.
Yeah,
Um,
but
you
I
know,
think they went. I think Samantha won one and Lacey won one.
okay.
They
But
rock paper scissors for the medal. Or something like
funny.
that. I heard. I think it went both ways. They went against each other a couple of times, but either
Gotcha.
way, I mean, Lacey is very tough, and I've seen her technique come around full circle. Like she's been amazing to watch
She's
over the
probably
years.
one. She's probably one that like I really want to make sure I get a chance to train with. Like whether I have to travel there or she'll travel here, I'm gonna make sure in the next month or so I train with her.
Yeah, that would be cool. Honestly, it would be a good meeting spot. I'm right in between you guys.
Oh, so like we have our next meeting coming up, and I'm gonna teach it, which I wouldn't care if somebody else taught it. It's just that I do want the any donations collected to go to Natalie's sisters that's in Lexington, and it's nothing to do with my Natalie. It's just an organization in Lexington that tries to help women who are trafficked.
Mm-hmm.
And some domestic violence as well, but primarily they deal with women who are dealing with drug addiction and trafficked. So it's a local organization. They started in a church, going to like the nightclubs, like bringing food to the girls who were working there, offering
Yeah.
them assistance if they were trafficked and things like that. And it's just kind of grown from there. So like um, the other thing is with the Bluegrass Women's Jiu-Jitsu Club meetings, like we try to go somewhere about every 2 or 3 months, but with COVID, it's not been possible. So I think a
Right.
lot of people are very nervous to have things. So I felt like, you know what, this is our first one. I'm just gonna have it at my gym, just kind of break the ice,
Yeah.
and hopefully some ladies will come out. I know Gina said that she's coming. She's trying to talk Zena to come into coming. Um, so we'll see, who wants to come. Like I would love to go down to Knoxville. We've not ventured to Tennessee yet. I would love to go down
Oh
to
yeah, I would
Knoxville,
love to do that. That would be great.
but I think they're having trouble because they have to wear the mask in Knoxville
Yeah.
to train. But that would be a great place, like here in like 2 months after this one's done, to go to. Like maybe meet up at your place so that we could all get together and train, like with Lacey and some girls like that.
Yeah.
But that is in like
Even
two.
even not as like an official event, just like a Hey,
Yeah,
let's train this day.
right. Um, so like that is in like 2 weeks. So any ladies who want to come train, like, let me know what you want to learn. Like, I'm not rubber guard heavy, but I can teach rubber guard. And Natalie's like, I can do it. Her head whipped around when I said rubber guard. I can. I'm good at it. Like I know the flow and I know the path pretty well. So like, 10th planet. If people wanted to learn a little bit about the 10th planet system of rubber guard, but obviously I'm very leg lock heavy, so we'll kind of see what girls want to learn. Um, and I'm gonna have that here, and hopefully everybody will come train and get some cross training in. And from there, like we'll be able to kind of open up a little more and venture out some. So that's my hope. Okay. Apparently, I lost Danny while I was talking, but she's back.
Yeah, there we go.
So
Sorry.
after, oh, you're good. After I get done today, I'm gonna make our picture the background.
Oh, cool.
It's just
I'm
that,
really happy that we got the photo because it's like it looks like we're doing a podcast even though we're not.
right. That was a
But I
fun
think
time.
I'm gonna try to start working on. I think about hiring Jetty for photos next time
Oh, those are good.
because her photos looked really nice and I think everybody was happy with them.
I agree with that. I think she does really good work. She's good at capturing action shots, and I think that has a little to do with when you know what's happening.
Yeah, and you know what's coming next.
Yeah, you know when to start clicking.
Right. She did a really good job with that. So I think we're gonna pay her next time to take some photos. That way we get like the whole day
Mhm.
in there. I really got to narrow down a date with it today or tomorrow because it's like the longer I wait, the more other stuff will start popping up and like
Mhm.
kind of beat me to the punch. So and also I want to make sure that we have like people can take photos, people can everybody that needs to come can plan ahead and make it out.
For sure. I think that'll be exciting. I think you'll get some good interest on it. I'm looking forward to it. Um, Overall, it was just a really good weekend. Do you think you'll have it at the same spot?
Yeah, especially for until quarantine's over, or not
Mhm.
quarantine, but like until COVID slows down. That's a private event venue, so
Yeah.
we don't necessarily have to follow some of the rule. We do, but it's a little bit different. We can get away with some stuff because it's a private venue.
Yeah, it had a really good setup in that you had a space where you could do your um, matches with like seating, but
Mhm.
then it also had space, and because they also do martial arts in that building, they had a space where you could warm up with plenty of mat space. So like, I thought it was perfect. I thought it was one of the best venues I've been to
Yeah,
for
I
for
really
an event.
enjoyed it for the venue, and it's very centrally located. Knoxville is 4 hours from me, or
Hmm.
three hours from me. Like you're in the dead center between me and Knoxville,
Hmm.
so it's really an hour and a half. Like I go an hour and a half to get to where you are, and then an hour and a half to get to, or an hour to get to Knoxville. So it's really not too bad.
No,
And I
not at all.
think it's a decent drive for girls who are coming from other parts of Tennessee or Alabama. It's just not that far from everybody.
No, it was a good one. I agree.
So I think we'll definitely, if it's not broke, don't fix it yet. So we'll keep doing that.
Other than that, are you going to the Jiu-Jitsu Woodstock this weekend?
Um, so I was definitely planning on it, but I have to travel out of town on the 29th, which is the following weekend for Zapatero. And I bought my plane ticket for that yesterday. So I don't know if I really want to travel 2 weekends in a row. And that would mean three that I'm like not home in a row because I was down in Knoxville this weekend. So
Right.
maybe stay home and cross train or something like that this weekend. Cross train around here.
Gotcha. Um, it'll be the first weekend we're not doing some big traveling as well. Although we have our big birthday party that we do every year with our funky bicycle ride, so I'm excited for that.
Oh, snap. Yeah, for Linda.
Yeah. It started off just kind of as a funny thing, and now it's every year we do this funky bicycle ride. So I'm pretty pumped for that. And then I don't think there's really a lot going for a little while, especially competition wise. So I'm really hoping that Fuji's able to get it together for September 19th because that gives me a significant amount of time to train. Um,
Right.
so that's all that really seems to be on the horizon right now. Um, waiting for the bottom to
Are
drop, I
you
guess.
proud of your ADCC trials?
Yeah,
You are
yeah,
over
of
here,
course.
like the one that Tom's doing,
I don't
or
know.
like West Coast.
I'll have to talk to Scott about that. It'd probably be West Coast for sure.
Yeah.
East Coast just kind of depends. Like my teammate Adam Fritz, he wants to go. Like he likes to compete at them. So it'll really depend on. I mean, we're still at a point right now where a lot of things depend on COVID.
Yeah. True.
You know, like where are
Right.
they going to have it, and what's that going to
Right.
be like? And I mean, if you're not
I think
really
the
winning,
East Coast is really shut down still. Like up
yeah,
there in the Northeast.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you're not really winning anything, like to do with ADCC trials, like, and then you've got to, it's going to be like this thing where COVID's making it a difficulty. Like it'll kind of be, what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially if there's other opportunities elsewhere. So it'll really just kind of depend on what all the opportunities are. You got to take the opportunities where you can get them. Um, but I can see myself doing that, like trying
Mm-hmm.
to get it all I can.
Yeah. For sure.
We have Andrea saying it was a great weekend. She would love to compete again. She did a really good job.
Yeah, Andrea. I don't want to say this. I'm not. Andrea usually is always fun to watch. Pleasantly good grappler and good technique. So
For sure. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to talk about. If there's anything else you want to kind of hit while we're on here,
not really. Don't be an asshole.
me.
No, just people in general. Like, don't be a Jeff Glover. Don't be a fucking make photos of people and post them on the internet to make fun of people. This is not nice. Like, just don't be an asshole, people. Jesus.
The whole Jeff Glover thing, like we talked about that, just we kind of hit on it. So like, I don't really have anything to say about that because I feel like
You know
not
what
that I don't.
comment got me blocked? You know what I said?
What's
I
that?
said he's having trouble keeping his gym open, and I wrote on there, if you need money to keep your gym open, just say that we can make you a GoFundMe, but don't exploit women's jiu-jitsu for the name of for the sake of nothing.
Right.
And
Once you take and color
I instantly got blocked. But people
that
started tagging my tournament.
with something bright.
People started tagging Artemis on
I,
Jeff Glover's Instagram.
my whole thing with him is he's been going on a lot of racist and sexist and just in general, he's kind of, I guess, misogynistic. The word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Um, so if that's who he's gonna be, I can't really like. He's kind of like, what do I need to say when he's saying enough? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think. I mean, it's that thing of like, it should be very obvious to anybody that if you're being asked to pay $250 to compete and the grand prize out of $4,000 is $600, like,
Right. I was commenting on there to people, and I'm like, "Are you?" I mean, I didn't write anyone on there, but I'm just thinking in my head, like, "Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb?"
yeah, like I think that's kind of like
And you have to pay to travel
if
to
you were
get there.
local, yeah, like if you were local to that area, okay, fine, you know. But if you're
That's
not
still a
local,
lot of money to
yeah, it
pay
is.
for one. You
Um,
could possibly get one match.
yeah, yeah. So like I feel like that's kind of like it speaks for itself. Some of the stuff he's doing kind of speaks for itself. But we've seen in the last 6 months a lot of really kind of awkward things coming out of instructors from different places. Like we saw like De La Hiva kick all the females out of his gym. Um, we've seen Jeff Glover kind of acting a fool. Like the tolerance for that kind of thing is just becoming so low.
Right.
Um, they're kind of working themselves out. Like when we don't have the resources to go anywhere else, and then you just got to deal with what you got to deal with. Like I understand it, but we're that's not the place we're at anymore.
Yeah, we
So
have options. We have things that we can participate in that don't require dealing with someone like him.
I mean, where is he even at?
I don't know. I wouldn't compete in anything to do with him just because he's an asshole.
Like, you've got Atos that's over in California. You've got so
I
many.
think he's in the Northeast.
He might be like San Francisco or something. Or
No,
no,
North.
you're right. Okay, he's up
Yeah,
in
I
that.
think he's
But still, you
like
have like
Jersey.
you s- still you have all those guys like with the Denver Death Squad that have their own little gyms in
Yeah,
that area. Like
right.
you
Nobody
don't have.
needs your nasty ass. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, nobody really needs it anymore. So what's the point? But oh well. Anyways, looking at dates. So Daniel will have an announcement for us soon on that one. Nice short and sweet little podcast to recap today. But
I had a great time this weekend. Thank you for everyone that supported.
I did too. And then don't forget to come train at the Bluegrass Women's Jiu Jitsu Club event coming up here in a few weeks. Get that training in while you can. All right, guys. Danny, tell them where they can find you.
I am. Well, you can find the Artemis page. We're trying to blow that shit up now. It's a Artemis sub series. I'm pretty sure. I think
Mm-hmm.
is what it is on Instagram. Find us on Instagram. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Any pictures that you have, send them to me, and we'll get them posted on the Instagram.
All right. Gina E10P here. Thank you guys. And don't forget to celebrate National
No,
Potato Day.
no, no.
Bye.
Bye.